guys, and welcome back to 20somethings TV. You may notice there's only 4 of us today. I'm joined with Keith, Michael, and Lee. Hey, guys.
We're the prevail.
Oh,
Michael's frozen. Michael, you're frozen.
What?
Because you were frozen.
I said that we're the 4 20-somethings people that prevailed.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 horsemen of the
Crazy.
apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been how long since we've done a show?
Since fall 2021. Because that's when the last time we had class was.
Fall 20, December of 2021. And who were the hosts then? I don't even remember.
I was in the class. I was in that class. Michael was in that class. Michael graduated.
Michael, you're like me now.
I know, and what I was saying earlier is being that I'm done with school now, and I just miss doing this. And now that I can't get graded for it, this has a whole new light. I feel like there's no stress involved. I don't have to do research before. But I don't know what's going on in the world because of it.
Well, what have you been up to? I know that we talked about we're going to sort of check in and see who was doing what. So, Michael, what have you been up to?
I have barely any news to share. I go to work every day. I feel like an adult. I take Nana to church on Sundays. Not much goes on in my life.
Deep sea oddities, I agree.
Amelia, you have fans here.
Who knew?
It's also hard. I'm finding normally I'm behind the scenes and I'm able to click. It's very hard to talk and like maneuver everything that's happening on the side at the same time.
Yeah, how does it feel to be in the hot seat, Keith?
I mean, I always did this because I wanted to do this, and sometimes I used to fill in, but we had so many people in recent semesters that it was always sort of a busy thing. And then Amelia kept coming back because we couldn't get rid of her. She's like Cher and cockroaches. Like you can't get rid of them. The world will end and they'll still be there. But yeah, no, it's fun. And you guys are always fun to chat with. So we figured this would be a cool way to end out the spring semester. There's comments coming in like crazy.
Lee, how do you feel that all these comments are directed towards everyone, like Amelia has everyone's
Except
heart.
Except for us?
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm secure.
What?
I'm secure.
Guys, maybe when it's like your 8th season, you'll have...
Yeah. I'll keep coming back. Yeah. We just have to establish our repertoire for a little bit longer, Michael, and then we'll get there, okay?
We'll get there one
Ashley.
day.
Ashley, our loyal.
I don't know who. Hold on, this is important. I don't know who Deep Sea Oddities is, but they said I like Keith. We have still yet to mention anything about.
No, Ashley said she loves Lee too. Haha.
And Ashley said, "Love you too, Lee and Keith." Hello,
Michael.
Well, Michael, maybe we need to give them some content about what you've been doing, so maybe they'll have some.
Michael, you can't do that with the internet.
So you recently had your wisdom teeth out, is that right?
I did. About 2.5, 3 weeks ago, I had 4 teeth yanked.
And how was that?
Well, do you want to see how it went?
Sure.
Let's reel the clip.
Okay.
We made it to the car, and everything's fine. I feel fine.
Except that we can't drive yet.
Oh, I feel a little late and I felt a little nauseous. But other than that, I'm good. Hey, no, good.
Okay, let's go.
Alright, bring it out, because we wants to drive.
Oh, we gotta get you back home.
I can't hold anything. It's kind of weird, but that's it. I'll leave it in a place. There's the office, and I'll be going home. We'll update you when we get home. They messed up my hair a little bit right there, but other than that, they did a good job. I approve. Okay. That's it.
I like that the blood's coming out of your mouth. Like, I feel like we needed a trigger warning for that, to be honest. Oh.
I liked the last 20 seconds of dialogue. I have no idea what you said. It's just
I don't know what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what was going on, but I felt through it.
I like that clip though of you, and we'll show this now when you're in the doctor's office because you're trying to film, and your mom is like, "You can't film in here," but you're like,
I don't care.
And I think that's one thing that after we ended the show, I think, I've always said, like, every time something happens, I was like, oh, that could be a segment.
It's guerrilla cinema.
And
so office.
I think the segments, I think this is just proof of that.
Here we are. I'm all finished. She said not to do that. Do what? No filming. She told me. I don't care. I'm not weeping at all. A little swollen, very numb. But I'm doing great.
Do they stick their whole hand in your mouth? I don't understand.
Listen, all I know is I was sitting in a chair on Jefferson Boulevard, and this office was so bizarre. Like, they had these like floor-to-ceiling windows, so it was like I was hanging over the edge of the building, and all I could see is train tracks, and then the place that Keith brings his Saab to get serviced.
I thought you said sock, and I was like, what sock?
Saab, like SAAB, you know.
That's
but
really
now
funny.
you're better. So, do they have to stick? Do they really have to pry your mouth open?
We don't know because we're unconscious when it happens.
Oh no, I asked.
They had to bring in an anesthesiologist for me and give me anxiety medication. So there's two kinds of people, I guess.
And then they prop it open, they cut and pull. Mine weren't acted, so it's not like they actually had come through the skin.
Did all four of them at the same time?
Yeah. They offered two things which I thought was strange. One, they said that they could do it without sedating me because it's cheaper, and I said, "Oh no, Gino's paying for it. It's fine." No. And two, they did offer like, "Oh, we can do 2 now and then do 2 another time." Like, why would I go through that? Like, I'm gonna miss work. It's gonna be painful anyway. I might as well just get it all over at once. That's what I thought. At least.
The hub asks, Keith, do you have your wisdom teeth?
I do not. I've had mine taken out too a long time ago. All I remember is that you use bags of peas or corn on your face. I think because maybe it's smaller than ice, so you can ice yourself really well.
They asked me if I wanted to keep mine as a joke, and I said yes, so they gave them to me in a baggie.
That's awesome.
Well, okay, you want to hear something really gross? Is I have in this house all of my teeth, my baby teeth, for some reason. My parents made them. So I joke that I'm just gonna make a necklace out of them.
Yeah.
We should all at some point.
Did from Toy Story? Like, what is happening?
We should go to Keith's house and have a scavenger hunt for his teeth one day, and whoever finds them first gets a prize.
I don't even.
The prize is you get to keep the teeth.
I feel like they smell. I mean, that's gross. Why? Does anybody else keep their baby teeth?
I actually have mine.
Really? Wouldn't it be weird if you just hung your baby teeth from a chain around your neck?
Do you remember?
I think it'd be so cool to have a little drop dangle ear
in elementary school.
My wisdom teeth, that'd be so cool.
When you lost a tooth in school, they would give you that necklace with the plastic tooth, and you put the tooth in it, wear it on your neck.
You probably could never do that now. It's probably not sanitary to wear.
Did you guys have that?
No.
The hub has theirs. They have theirs. They have their teeth. Yes. You can actually check
wants to make theirs a necklace.
You can check out
everyone that works the hubs.
One wisdom teeth at a time.
Or the hub workers' baby teeth.
That's disgusting. Make it stop. My cousin actually this weekend chipped his front tooth, and they said that you should put the tooth in milk to keep it alive.
That's weird too.
I don't know.
Why do you want to keep it alive?
Well, I don't know if they thought they weren't sure they had to go into the dentist, obviously, but they weren't sure if they were gonna I don't know, glue it or do a crown. I think they did a crown.
So they were trying to reuse the tooth. That's why.
Yeah, they weren't sure if that was what they were gonna want to do, so they had to put it in milk.
So maybe it's maybe being surrounded by calcium is what allows.
Yeah, the calcium's good for teeth, I think.
This is just bizarre.
As much as I love this, can we move on from the teeth?
Yeah. So Lee, what have you been up to since we last saw you?
I get nervous. I directed my first student film, short film.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
I directed my first short film. I usually produce, so this is really fun. Had a great time. I'm TAing a Film 110 class, which has been super, super fun. Because I think one reason that I decided to be a film major and switch from comm was my Film 110 TA, Miss Sarah Angeloni. So it was just a very good time. It's been great. We had our last class today, and I was kind of sad. But yeah, just kind of. I worked on a TV show. I think for me right now, though, the main focus is just graduating and getting out into the world. What about you, Amelia?
I'm out here. I just want you to know.
Wait, but don't we want to see more about your short film?
Oh, we can play it. Yeah, let's play the clip. Roll the clip.
Yeah, we have the clip.
Run it back.
Action.
So the short film that I wrote is called Miss Crocodile, Mr. Plover. Spending the course of this past academic year writing this short film has just been really rewarding in a sense that it's allowed me to express my own creativity. And there's like this great dichotomy between the two main characters that I'm excited to showcase on screen. I'm really excited to just kind of see where it ends up after the editing and the filming's all said and done. That's a wrap! Let's go!
And where can people see that film? If they want to come
We'll
see
be
it.
having a screening for the advanced film class 496 on Wednesday, May 11th, in the Apple Cinemas up in Warwick. It's going to be a great time, and we can always link that on the URI film media pages. So reserve a ticket, come support student filmmakers.
Free.
Yeah, it's free, and it's on a Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Like, what else better could you possibly be doing? And I'm bringing ham. So that's more incentive. This was our set mascot. So yeah, it's been great.
We love
So
him.
I think the funniest thing about your shoot, and I was telling neighbors this the other day, is you guys shot in my yard at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or 1 a.m. or something like that. And
Yeah, it was one. That was like the last shots we did was outside of your house.
The lights were so bright that you woke the birds up in the trees, and so you turned the lights on, and they all started like chirping away, which I thought was hysterical.
Well, because I started going off, and Matt, who is our sound guy, was like, "Hold for bird." Like we just had to wait because it had to be like so quiet for the scene of them talking at the tarp.
This is the link for the website for the tickets, but I realized this is going to do nobody good because nobody's
No.
going to type this in. So we'll just put this away. We'll post it.
We'll put it in the film media, social medias and stuff if you would like to come out and support.
Speaking of birds, I read something today that when birds chirp before the sun rises, did you read this too, Michael?
No, I have a bird thing. Go ahead though.
Okay. I was going to say they actually chirp to tell like their mates that they survived the night and that they're like still alive.
So
That's kind of sweet.
It is kind of sweet because then like it was in a poem that I saw and I was like, maybe we sing to like show that we're alive too.
I was like, that's
but I don't really want to go.
Heck.
The other day,
No, go ahead, Michael.
this is not romantic of birds, but the other day I pulled into the driveway with my friends, and there was a bird in the driveway, and it wasn't flying. It was kind of laying on its back. It looked a little sad. And I was like, I can't let this just stay there. This isn't okay. So I took it upon myself to pick up the bird and bring it into my home. This is me and the bird on my chest.
Oh.
We were just relaxing with each other on the couch. So I kept it. I kept it for well, it looks like it's dead, but it's just sleeping.
Oh, thank God.
I kept it for 2 days, and I fed it, and I nursed it back to life, and I made sure it could fly, and I put it in a bush outside, and then it went tweet, 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 and it was happy.
No, what did it do?
Did it fly away?
It flew to the ground, but it was happy.
Do you think that it died?
There's a circle of life that we all follow, and
Did you feed it or did you just like starve it out in your house? Like
No. I fed it. I got little tiny pieces of bread, like
Worms?
crumbs, and I put water in there, and a bunch of other things. And I really felt like that bird was mine, and I named it.
He's a mother.
I named it Philip because Philip could not fly.
Flightless Philip.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
Keith, tell us what you've been up to.
What I've been up to? Well, the
Yeah.
semester's almost over, so it's almost summertime. I did go to Record Store Day. Do you guys know what that is?
Give us some more info for those
So
people. who
Record
don't
Store
know.
Day is a day, they do it more than one day a year. It's usually in April where local record stores have certain things that you can only buy in stores and only certain things. There's like a whole list of certain specialty records that come out that day. But if you go to a store, they may only have certain ones. So it's bad because they're not cheap. I spent a lot of money and I went to record store. I do have my haul over here. I can show you a few of them I bought. This
Yes.
Madonna "Who's That Girl" remix record. As you can see, it's like $23 for like one song.
That's one song.
Yeah, I did buy this Mariah Carey album. This is $40 for this. Like, see, as you can see, it just gets a little pricey. I haven't opened this yet. But here's like one of my favorite things. This is a Debbie Gibson picture disc with Joey McIntyre from New Kids on the Block. And then Debbie's also on the back. Oh, she looks very sultry in this album. Yeah.
It's
So
the dark eyeliner.
I have a whole
We've
pile
all
of
been
stuff.
through that phase. All right, we've all been
The Debbie Gibson phase. Yeah. So, do you know who Debbie Gibson is? Anyone?
No.
I know
No.
who's on the block.
Step
Step
on the
by
block.
step.
Huh?
Ooh, baby.
Well, there you go. So yeah, that's it. School's almost over, so that's good. We have our screening that leads in, which I'm excited about doing. And I was looking forward to doing this again tonight for one more time because Lee's graduating, Amelia graduated, Michael graduated. So all my longtime hosts are doing like Philip, flying.
Say that we're not going to come back.
We're flightless.
Someone,
Keith, so that means we're sticking around.
Can you post those comments that says, can you talk about share? For those who come to this screening, you have to look because I included Keith's share records and a share candle that he has in my shot. Because I feel like my main character, Maria, would definitely love and listen to share. So I saw the candle in his house and I was like, I'm making Maria a share shrine. So it's a little Easter egg. Look out for it in my movie because we shot at Keith's house and I put as much share in the movie as I could.
Which is what you should do in every movie.
Mamma Mia.
Amelia, what have you been doing? You talked about foxes.
Yes. Well, I didn't talk about them yet, but I have been working and playing tennis and, the usual things, seeing movies. And for those that don't know, I am like a big walker. I like to walk like between 2 and 5 miles like a day. And so a lot of times I'll walk around my neighborhood. And recently there's a fox family that just is around. Oh, they're so blurry, but they're so
cute.
They look very abstract.
Well, looks like a creeper from Minecraft with those black eyes.
I know. I love them. And so they literally live like right at the edge. So I didn't have to like go climb into the woods to see them. And I read an article saying that if you too see little foxies in your neighborhood, don't scare them away or don't call animal control or whatever. You got to protect them because fox parents bring their babies near people and into neighborhoods at this time of year to protect them from coyotes. So the coyotes won't come near the people. So they're trusting the people to protect them.
I just saw that. I'm still in my neighborhood group chat from South Carolina. Like, like there's Narragansett Town, Narragansett Facebook, whatever. There's one for my old neighborhood in South Carolina, and someone just posted something similar because there's a fox that lives in that neighborhood, and I didn't know that that's why they come into residential neighborhoods just to hide from coyotes. I never knew that.
And I'm wondering if it's the same fox because like last summer in broad daylight, it was like 2 p.m. sunny day. A fox came out of the woods and growled at me while I was walking, but in a slightly different area of my neighborhood. And I worried it had rabies. I figured it was either rabies or babies, the two BIES. But
that could be a T-shirt. Rabies or babies.
Rabies or babies. You have no other choice.
It was Arby's. He wanted the meats.
Oh no.
Foxes make some terrible noises because we've had one. It's been like 2 years now down in Bonnet Shores. Like this thing in the middle of the night just screams, and you can
That's
hear
a
it like
Fisher cat.
no, I think it's a fox because we've seen it. You know, there
Um,
was a song. I don't know if you all remember it. I mean, I was in middle school
What
when
the
it came out.
fox
There was
say?
a song. Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
Duncan on campus was playing that the other day, and I really caught me off guard. Like,
Why?
shooting it. I was
Well,
getting down.
you guys listen. Talk about that for a moment. I'm just going to disappear because the battery on this computer is going to die in about 2 seconds. I need to plug it in. So talk among yourselves.
yeah, so those little foxies, there's 5 babies and a mom, and I love them. And I guess like after a while they'll like move because they don't stay in one place forever, but I'm enjoying seeing them in like the early evenings.
I want them to move under my porch.
Hi, Dimitri.
Oh, we have Dimitri is joining us. Dimitri was also a host in 20somethings.
Mhm.
Is this before my time on 20-something?
Before your time.
You know what's funny, Lee? There is no before my time on 20-somethings. Did I? Old people problems. Also, it's my birthday in 2 days. I had to make sure of the date, but in 2 days.
Taurus
We
season!
had a big birthday celebration planned for you. And when we were originally shooting 20-somethings, and remember we had a problem with the capture cards or the capture thing in the studio, and we didn't have any audio, so all we had was video.
Yeah, I'm really sad about that because I had my One Direction shirt that Mandy gave me. I had balloons. We played an Oreo game, I think, or was that a different day? But it was superb.
It was the Oreo day. You guys had put Oreos on your forehead, and you tried to like move them into your
You
mouth.
have to like scrunch your forehead and stuff.
Yeah. That was fun.
We should have played a game for this.
So, I know Michael had said that, since we stopped the show, it's like everybody moved on with their lives. And because I'm not forcing them to look at what's happening in the world, sometimes we forget that other things are going on besides what we're doing in life. But you guys had some things you might have to say about certain things. Like, Lee, you had brought up the Johnny Depp situation that was sort of in the news this week.
Yeah, so I've been trying to keep up a little bit with what's going on just because I feel like I grew up with watching a lot of Johnny Depp, and I've just been like really interested in how the case has been developing over the course of the past 2 years. For those of you who don't know, Johnny Depp is suing Amber Heard for defamation of character after she accused him of being abusive in their marriage. So right now they're kind of going through the brunt of that trial, and a lot of weird things are coming to light. Like there's been a video and a picture surfacing of like fecal matter in their bed, and Johnny Depp having like self-harming tendencies because he just was in a bad mental spot and said like he needed to gain control that way. Like listening to some of the things from the trial, like really, really sad. But I think a lot of Disney fans are talking right now because recently he said that he wouldn't go back to Disney for $30 million and like a jillion alpacas or something like crazy like that. Like they threw out some kind of weird animal too, like just as like a whatever. In the trial, they said, would you ever go back to Disney? And he said no, because after the allegations came out 2 years ago, he essentially said that he felt like they kind of dropped him.
Abandoned him, yeah, and he
was proven.
Especially after all the hard work he'd done, and like it was before I think like anything was proven. So
yeah,
it was hard, and I think there has been a lot of defamation in this case, and now you have 2 people accusing each other of abuse. And whenever I see clips, like I'll see like a live stream of that case, I can't watch. It's just I don't know. There's something really uneasy about it, and I mean it's not like any sort of abuse case is like comfortable to watch, but it's just
right. It's hard to watch, I think, especially as well, because everything that's coming out is like, I think something that you never think is going to happen to someone that but I feel like when you grow up watching certain people, it almost feels like you're connected to them in a way, whether it's like one way or another. I know, like, I don't know, people are watching and just kind of feeling like it's almost jarring because you don't picture someone in that scenario.
I think that's exactly what it is. Just having that, it was like a part of our childhood, and now it's like we're seeing a whole other side that It's just like, that's not who we saw on the movie screen. What's going on? Like, this was happening, you know?
And same with Amber Heard, right? Because people know her from like Aquaman.
She was an Aquaman, yeah, and I feel like I don't know if that came out around when the allegations surfaced. But people were really confused because there were already allegations surrounding her and her being abusive. So I thought it was interesting that Disney like dropped him automatically, and she was still like kind of being able to be associated with DC without so much kind of like.
It's crazy too how there can just be one allegation, and without any, deep research into the thing, it's like people can just be thrown out like that. I mean, yes, things happen.
That's essentially why Johnny Depp was like, I can't go back to Disney.
Yeah.
He got recast in the new Fantastic Beasts movie for the same reason. Warner Brothers dropped him as well. So I just implore anybody who doesn't know about the case or doesn't know about kind of what's going on to look into it. Recently, the makeup company that Amber Heard said that she'd used to cover up like her
bruising.
Yeah. The makeup company said they hadn't come out with that line until 2017, which is after they got divorced and after she'd already made allegations. So it was like a Elle Woods moment where she was like, you couldn't have taken a shower because you can't shower 48 hours after the car. And the makeup company was like,
you couldn't use this product because it didn't exist yet.
Yeah. So it's just really interesting. Just kind of following the little pieces like that because it is so intricate. And I didn't really realize that until I was looking into it more and more.
And I think this is a great time to say, if you or someone you love is in a situation that is, domestic abuse or needs help, I wish we could put the hotline up here. I'm going to Google it quick and put it in the chat. But, it's important to sort of deal with these things and not just say, it'll get better, because it might not, and it might be too late. I listen to a lot of true crime. Take care of yourselves.
And I think it is, like we said a second ago, it is jarring because I feel like it's not something that is so, I guess, exposed and openly talked about in the media. And this case is so wide open. And I think, yes, it's tragic and terrible and like scary to think about. But I think also, I hope it makes some people realize that they can like seek help and talk about it and find resources and stuff like that.
And one of the other things that we wanted to talk about, because, normally when we do these shows, we try and keep, what would we keep it to, like 15 to 18 minutes or something? And now we're at 28, but it's totally fine because we're recapping what we've been doing. And we're going to talk about sort of where we were, with the COVID situation. But we have one of our former co-hosts from back, I don't even know what year, Dimitri, is on the line. We're pulling him in. He was watching, so we figured we'd say hello. So I'm going to add him to the stream. Dimitri, how are you?
Yo, what's going on? How you guys doing?
Good.
We're so happy to see you.
Yeah,
thanks
man.
for watching. So I haven't seen you in a while. We've chatted, but you have a kid now.
Yeah.
I
do.
I think that you might be the first 20-somethings hosts to have a baby.
Of course, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, I'm a record setter, man. It's what I do. Gotta be the first whenever I can, however I can. Yeah, she's doing good. I got a little baby girl. She's actually gonna turn 6 months tomorrow. So
congratulations.
Nah, thank you. I really do appreciate it. So crazy, because I remember like doing this, you know what I mean? Just like being on 20-somethings. I mean, at the time, the TV studio hadn't been upgraded. So like it was still sort of like bare bones. And I was the only one that worked there. Like, it's just cool that this is still happening. I love whenever I see like 20-somethings, I'm always just like curious. So I love that it's still a thing for real.
And you did one of our theme songs. I think our second or third season theme song, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I did. It was like super thrown together, but it worked. It worked. It was like so bad that it was good, like it's crazy.
Like
Dimitri, I just was looking at the background over here and I was like, I hope Dimitri's face is on this poster, and you made it. You're up at the top right-hand corner of my screen. If you can see the screen, I don't know what you can see, but you're there with all the other people that were involved in this show from the beginning, which is sort of exciting to see.
That's so dope. Yeah, I mean, this is like super awesome. I remember one time I was actually a guest, I think during the pandemic, you guys were doing like this like web series thing. and I stopped by, and just like to kind of like, you know, it's just super dope that this is like really a thing, because I feel like, you know, like just being a film student and being involved in like this, like seeing it go, like seeing the torch get passed, like it's just super, you know, exciting. The fact that like I'm looking at my computer, I have it muted over here, and like I see myself and I'm just like, man, like it's just crazy, you know?
Yeah. Well, one of the last topics we were going to talk about is sort of like how we've adapted to COVID. So like when we went online for the pandemic, and even since then, every semester, and Michael and Lee and Amelia have been part of all the online seasons. It's like COVID has been a huge topic of discussion because everybody's been dealing with it in certain ways. And I was just curious, we were talking about like how we feel about things now. It's like, I just went to a concert this weekend, which was really weird. I wore a mask. No one else was in masks. I never know now what to do and when. It's like, you know, there's some things that I do on a regular basis that aren't masks, and then other times we are. And I'm just curious from everybody how people are sort of getting through it now, and if they're worried about anything like we were before. Michael, now this is the thing with the online thing, that everybody wants to talk at once. Michael, let's start with you.
Okay. I've worked in healthcare throughout all of this, not like a hospital or anything, but adult daycare, congregate setting for older adults, you know, an elderly population. And it's been very fascinating to see how we've gone through it, with when we're wearing masks, what shots are required, when the boosters are required, what the protocols are for close contacts and whatnot. And not to like slam anyone who's making these protocols, but from what I've gone through specifically at work, I feel like we've gotten to a point where it's just guessing. Like the rules are changing day to day and they contradict each other. And I had like a situation where my dad had COVID and I wasn't boosted yet. And I obviously reported it to work because I wanted to make sure I was doing the right thing. And my boss wasn't sure. She called the Department of Health. The Department of Health lady was like, okay, you need to go home and quarantine for 5 days, or you can leave work, drive 2 minutes up the road, get your booster shot, and go right back to work because the booster is effective immediately. And I'm like, that sounds a little not accurate. And I explained to her, like, I just had COVID 2 weeks before, and that's why I had my booster scheduled, but I didn't get it because my doctor said to wait because I always get sick. And she's like, well, the doctors don't have the right information. Just go get your booster now. So it kind of seemed like it was a go get your shot or you don't get paid type of situation. Like they were just forcing me into getting it. And I was very willing to get it. I just didn't want to have it because I just had COVID. So that kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. That was January. So I've been a little skeptical since then. Obviously, I'm cautious. I work with old people. I love my grandparents. But at the same time, I went to 2 Bruins games, the TD Garden unmasked, and it is what it is. I mean, just be careful if you have symptoms. Just make sure you're not around people that you love and care about or anyone in the public. There's not much more we can do at this point. We're kind of hitting the end of the road.
I think it is hard too, and like it's easy to be like, oh, I don't see it as much now. Like it must be gone. I had gone to a bachelorette party for actually another old host, James Tabor, his fiance Kelly, who some of you may know. And after that, 2 people tested positive like the next day for COVID, and I was like, oh, God, like please. I luckily didn't get it, and like I was safe and I kept testing and stuff, but it's still scary. It's just like I guess it's like, you know, once in a while you'll be like, oh, this is probably maybe like kind of okay, or like we're doing a little bit better, and then you get, you know, spooked right back. So I think it's hard to know what to do.
Yeah. I think from a student's perspective, like I know that now it's like in buildings that aren't like areas of learnings, like classrooms, you can have them off. But I think that there's like a weird general anxiety with like some of my peers. Or like I haven't been to a concert since COVID started because I'm scared of being in like a space with that many people, like in a closed. I don't know. Like it's like an unspoken thing, but like people will ask me if I want to go this place or like go to this area that I know is going to be contained to lots of people, and I just automatically am like no, and I don't know why, but I think that hopefully as we kind of transition into more of like a COVID safe society, hopefully one day very soon where it's gone, I hopefully some of those subconscious anxieties go away. But I didn't realize that myself and some other people that I've talked to kind of found ourselves doing the same thing, where it's like, I don't, no, thank you. But like, I can't really verbalize why, because there's some people that it's like you mentioned you went to CD Gardens, Michael. Like I feel like I just couldn't do that because I don't know why. Like I'm just so stressed out still.
Yeah, I'm still nervous too, and I think it also depends like who you know. Like I have a lot of high risk people in my family, so you know, it's like I don't, you know, you don't want to be the reason that they get sick or, you know, something bad happens. And
personally, I just feel like go ahead.
We went to South by Southwest this year, right? And we were in theaters with over 1,000 people. And although you had to be masked in the theater, by midweek, a lot of people were not doing that. I mean, we were, but a lot of the theaters are full service restaurants. So you're eating dinner while you're there. So, right, how masked can you be? And, you know, surprisingly, no one got ill. I was really shocked because I was like, okay, something's going to happen while we're there, you know, not because of our own doing, but then, you know, you're going out to dinner and things of that nature. And so that seems fine. But I get what you're saying, Lee. I mean, I think we were the only people that had masks on at the casino the other night. But because there was a lot of people. Dimitri, like, so you have a kid. And so, right. So I'm curious how that factored into all this.
She's like, yeah, she's in the back doing her right now. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that like being a parent around this time, like to a brand new child, is like super weird because like a lot of people are so excited. She's literally like in the back right now, just like wondering probably like where. A lot of people like want to like see your kid and, you know, they want to be exposed, but like, you know, newborn babies have like no immune system. Right. So it was honestly a really difficult time because like we had to tell like a lot of like close family members, like, you know, like, listen guys, like we don't think that, you know, you guys should, you know, be unmasked around her, even if you guys are vaccinated. Like, you know, when Beverly gave birth, we were in the hospital by ourselves. We had no visitors. So like everything is just like really different kind of on that forefront. And I mean, you know, even now we're trying to bring her outside more and bring her around. And, you know, it's just like super weird when you're seeing people and they're like talking like, oh, I had COVID like last week. And you're just like,
like, okay.
Like, man, you know, so it's definitely kind of frightening. Actually, believe it or not, I had COVID when she was like 2 months. I got COVID for the first time ever. And because, you know, I teach in a school and like there was that like upsurge and like kind of like end of February into March. And like everyone was just getting sick. And that's the first time that I got COVID like right then. So, you know, she definitely probably got it just through close contact. But she's fine. She was okay. We brought her to the doctor and the pediatrician said that, you know, she was fine. But it's really one of those things where I think Michael said it. It's like kind of like where you are, you know, like where you're at in the world, I think kind of determines how you act and how you are with this situation. Because like I'm in a school and for a long time they were like, you know, the mask mandate's lifted, but we still want masks in the schools. So we were wearing masks, we were going around. And then all of a sudden, like, there's like that back and forth. Like you had, you know, I teach at a high school. So like you got high school kids that are like, well, why do we have to wear masks? And like, you know, like we don't have to do it anywhere else. And then all of a sudden they're coming to school with no mask. So we had to like bring masks to the school. It was weird. And like, there's this back and forth where you're like, wear your mask. And then you go home and you go to the store and then no one around you has a mask. You're like, oh wait, like you don't, you know? And then like, the only reason why I stopped wearing a mask is because one day I went out and I forgot my mask. Like I left it like by accident. It wasn't even like a deliberate thing. Like I was like rushing because when you have a kid, you're always late. You're never on time to anything. So if we make plans, don't expect me to be there on time. Even when I didn't have a kid, I didn't get on. I wasn't there on time. So it's even worse now. And I'm getting ready, packed a diaper bag, packed everything. And then I'm like, oh, I didn't have my mask, but I'm looking around and no one else has a mask. So I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I guess this is cool. And then ever since then, like, you know, we just kind of slowly moved on and that's kind of been it. Actually, hold on. I'll show you guys my daughter. She's right here.
The youngest guest we've ever had on 20 somethings. Oh, she's beautiful. She's so beautiful.
So this is Amila. She's
October babies for life. We're
she's
the
gonna be
coolest.
6 months
We're the
tomorrow. She's just like it's so past her bedtime, so she's just like
Babies make me cry. I work with too many women.
But yeah, she's doing good. She's awesome. And she loves 20 somethings. Maybe she'll be on one day.
I could tell she was our biggest fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's our youngest guest. I feel like we should send her a prize in the mail.
I know, right?
Just send her like the logo, like a little sticker.
Oh my God, we should make her a little shirt.
Like a little onesie. Okay, we
little
can do that.
Little 20-somethings onesie. I'm gonna write that down. I think we need to start a line of merch.
Just baby merch.
Michael's doing his baby cry.
But yeah,
She's very beautiful, Dimitri.
thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Oh, Michael, you had something you were to say about COVID, I think.
Now I'm crying.
I'm so
Now you're
sorry.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
guys, thank you so much for having me. Like it was
No,
awesome.
thank you for
Thank
coming on.
you.
It was great to talk to you. Hopefully, we'll see you soon in person.
Absolutely. I'm gonna text me the date of the screening because because that's when I like originally joined and and I'm right around the corner. So like
it's
if I can make it work.
Wednesday, May 11th, but I'll send you the Eventbrite notification. You can reserve a ticket. Love to see you there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we'll let you go. You look like you're busy. You need to put somebody to bed.
All right, see you guys later.
Okay. Bye.
All right.
I love surprise guests.
That was adorable.
That was fun. It was nice to
I love when Michael sees babies. That made me so happy.
No, I literally like one of my coworkers just had her baby, and when she told me she was pregnant, I bawled my eyes out. When she had her kid, I bawled my eyes out. Like it just happens. Like I don't mean to. Babies make me cry in like the happiest way. It just makes me happy. But there was one thing I wanted to throw in on the thing, which I think and it's kind of a personal opinion, but I feel like it's a good personal opinion. I feel like it's got some substance to it. And this is something I feel like I've said on 20 somethings before, but regardless where you are, like with this whole COVID thing, like we wouldn't feel comfortable going to the TD Garden, but I did. And Dimitri wants someone to wear a mask around his baby. Like just respect each other. Like I would totally respect it. If I walked into my friend's house and they said, I want you to wear a mask, I'm not going to go, no. Like just be respectful that not everyone's as comfortable as you may be. I think that's just the one thing we need to
don't be the jerk that's like, I'm not gonna wear it.
Just
like if someone else
do
you
what
just
people
do
want.
it.
What if
People
they
are
asked
doing
you to
what
wear
they can do.
a Michael
We're all
Myers
doing that.
mask from Halloween? Would you wear that?
If that's what it stood between me and seeing that really cute baby, even though I'd never see that baby with a Michael Myers mask on, I would put it on.
That would be a segment right there.
No.
I think it's funny because I think there's been so much time since we've done this. I forgot how this all worked. And I took this picture of us getting ready, which I think is funny. Amelia's face in this picture is hysterical.
No.
Michael looks like he's lost his vision. Amelia looks shocked.
I look like I've just crawled out of a box.
No,
you can see me with the camera right here trying to take the photo.
This is Keith when he's always secretly trying to record things.
Well, it's been 44 minutes, guys. I think we need to wrap this up. There's another. Oh no, that's in the private chat. So there's not any more chats.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this class is being offered again in the fall.
We'll be there.
We'll come
You're
visit.
gonna be there.
I'm absolutely going.
All right.
I'm gonna be there. You can't get rid of me now. It's like a part of my life.
We still have not gotten any of the former hosts that did it the first season with Amelia to return. We tried to do that a few times.
Mandy came back once, didn't she? She's been asking.
Oh, you know what? I think she did. You're correct. I know we tried to get Joey one time, but it's been hard getting people to sort of do it. And then hopefully we'll be back at the studio in next spring, which will be fun. So we haven't done that since spring of 2020.
I didn't get to do that. That's so messed up.
Yeah, well, you guys,
that's
if
the
you
one
were,
thing I really just missed because I got the start of that semester in the studio and I was loving it, and then that was that. I feel like I never got to really experience this. But we do good work.
Yeah, but there's something about being behind the desk that makes you feel like I'm a host.
You have
We
to
gotta get
as a guest.
we need Matthew to come on and sing again.
Matthew.
We
I
do.
love being in class. It's not.
Matthew has a song called 20-something, and so I told him that that's going to be our next seasons, our next season theme song. Yeah.
These
So,
words.
that would be great. So, all right. So we need to wrap this up. Who usually wraps it up?
Me and
We
Mike.
all do.
Okay.
We're usually the rapper-uppers.
You start
Okay,
rapping.
Thank you so much for joining us this week on 20-somethings, the spring reunion. We hope that you keep watching, keep subscribing so that you don't miss if there's any special summer episodes or when we come back in the fall or next spring. You just never know what's going to happen because you know why? We're all just a bunch of 20-somethings. Thanks for watching.
Well, all right.
Well, and Keith
That was
just
kind of
You just had your anniversary of your 20-somethings a few times. That's what you tell people. It's your whatever anniversary of your 20th. You say like whatever, how many years it's
your
been
20th birthday.
Aiden says him. It's like your 10th, 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
It's your age in here that counts, Keith. You know?
Okay.
getting way too motivational and deep.
All right. Sounds good. Nice catching up with you all. Thanks for doing this.
See y'all maybe in the summer. You can do a summer catch-up.
Yeah,
we'll
hopefully
totally
we can get together soon.
Okay, we'll
We'll come to you live from the beach.
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect.
Have a good night.
See y'all soon.
Bye, guys.